what the hell just happened in that game? Welcome back to the channel. We are breaking down the Avalanche and the Jets game. If you guys haven't watched it or didn't watch it, shame on you. Crazy high scoring game. I don't think I didn't personally anticipate the score being this high. There was 13 goals in this game. The Stars came out today. They definitely put in some hardcore work. I got my dog sleeping in the background again, so if you guys hear him snoring, that's him. I also got the Canucks game going on right here, so if you guys see me glancing down, I am paying attention to everything all at once. But I want to break down this game while it's fresh. Super high scoring game, like I said. Just a really, this is the first game of all these playoffs so far that have felt like the playoffs. So we're going to talk about it. All right, let's jump into it. Like I said, score was 6-7 or 7-6, however you want to view it. The Avalanche, man, Connor Hellebuyck, one, he's going to need a really good ice soak and a really good hot tub and massage following this game because he faced 46 shots. He also let in 6 goals. Kind of hard to stop every single shot that comes from the star power that is on the Avalanche. So I don't fault him on the 6 goals. I fault the Jets for letting this amount of shots hit their goaltender and still allow 6 goals. That was borderline insane from me. Really crazy. But overall, very good game. Not a whole bunch to really talk about. I mean, other than, let's see, those are the last 2 games that the Avalanche have faced the Jets. They let in 14 goals, that is a little insane. The Avalanche haven't figured out the Jets. It looks like they had a game plan going in, which was fire everything at the net and hope everything goes in, or hope some stuff goes in. That worked for a little bit. The first period was very even, 3 goals apiece, right here, as you guys can see, if I can highlight those things, right? But a very entertaining first period. It felt like, I don't know, like I said, it felt like a playoff game, but it also felt like a regular season game. I don't know. The intent, the Winnipeg whiteout is always amazing. It just makes playoff hockey that much more interesting. It definitely had an effect on the game, for sure. You can see players pumping the crowd up after they scored. It was just overall, it's an awesome atmosphere and a really good game. It didn't seem like it was going to be as interesting as it was late into the third because Winnipeg got 7 or eventually reached 7 goals while the Avalanche were still down. So you were thinking, well, at least I was thinking that the Jets were just going to keep walking this line and just basically bury the Avalanche even more. That wasn't the case. The Avalanche did come back to some degree late in the third, making it an even, or not even, but even 6 goals for them. But they got within 1. I think they scored the last goal with like 30 seconds left in the game. So it was an interesting ending to the game. But my question that I was really scratching my head about was, why was Georgiev still in the game when it was still 7-4, 7-3? I think it was even 7-4. But he's your starting goaltender. Your defense is not helping the situation. It just seemed like an odd decision. I can see why he was left in, but I don't know. As if history has told us anything, usually goaltenders are getting pulled or swapped at some point around 5 goals, 6 goals, especially in the playoffs. But I also get it. You don't want to take the confidence away from the goalie, knowing that you have the firepower that's in front of him. So I can see why he left him in net, but also same time I'm still like, well, you probably should have took him out and gave him a break. But the backup, he's never been in the playoffs, so I can see why. Just an interesting take. The one thing I did notice was I was looking at the game notes here and looking at the defensemen and how they performed. Devin Taves, -3. Josh Manson, -3. Josh Manson, 19 minutes and 14 seconds. Taves, 23:03. What? What happened here with these guys? Cale Makar, obviously 25 minutes. He's still a freaking stud. I mean, he's getting 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 points. From a defenseman, I'll take that every single night. Colorado would take that every single night. But this -3 on both these players here is very interesting. I'm going to point out 1 goal here. This is the Nemesnikov goal. And this is one of Josh Manson's big mistakes of the night. It's still 1-1 at this time. You can see right here, 1-1, 8 minutes pretty much left in the first period. But I'm going to fast forward to where the mistake is. Okay, the dump in is coming. Who's it coming from? I don't know who's coming from. Anyways, it's dumped in. Georgiev sees the pressure coming from his right side, so he's going to dump it back. And I believe this is Manson. Watch what happens here. Okay, he doesn't have any real outlet pass other than up the middle, which is what you want if you're the Winnipeg Jets. This is a good forecheck. But he is not hugging the boards, whoever this is right here. Again, I don't know players' numbers like that. I will eventually. Don't get me wrong. But he's got an option to go up the middle, which if you've ever played hockey, granted these are professionals. I remember playing as a junior. You would never break out up the middle unless you had a for sure 120% pass, clear direct line of pass, clear line of sight, and 100% pass. It looks like that, but Georgiev is still out of the net. So not the best option. Look what Manson does. He passes up the middle. Well, I'm going to go frame by frame. He tries to pass up the middle. But whomever this is, don't know the numbers, again, deflects the pass and causes a shit show basically in the slot. Watch what happens. That right there is picturesque if you're a hockey player. One-on-one with the goalie in the slot, a 1T. Like, this is a wet dream for a lot of players. And what happens? He roofs it. It's a goal. Nemesnikov roofs it. What should have happened here, and granted, these happen in split seconds. Not every player is going to make the perfect play every single time. So I understand that. But what should have happened is there's pressure coming from behind, from Manson's right side. He's got pressure from behind. Again, not knowing where this player is, I'm assuming he can probably feel the pressure on his back right side. So the play should have been up the boards. If it was up the boards this way, whoever this is, let's see, can we see who that is? Walker, maybe, is it McKinnon? It could be McKinnon. It's McKinnon, I think. You send him up on a breakout and out of the zone if you go up the boards. But nope, it's not McKinnon. Anyways, it doesn't matter. The play should have been up the boards. So that is one huge knock on Manson in this game that I noticed. Again, it's in the highlight package. You guys can go take a look at it if you want. But that right there It should have been up the boards. There should have been better communication. Again, we're not on the ice. We don't know what was said. We don't know what was viewed. But just from an outside looking in, that play should have been up the boards. The next one is McKinnon's goal. At this point, we're tied 2-2. We're going to go back a little bit here. And we're going to look at the forecheck, right? So Colorado at this point looks like it's playing a 2-1-2, which is a basic forecheck. What I want to point out here is the Jets. Okay, so we got both defensemen back underneath behind the dots. Looks like a winger behind the dots. And here we go. The breakout from them, it was more of a panic breakout than anything. It should have been high off the glass because it looks like where it went was along the boards, and whomever this is picking the puck up. It should have been high. There's no center on the breakout. Looks like he's still really high. He's breaking out of the zone before he even gets there. He should have came lower. That's strike number 1. Makar keeps it in, right? Okay, so let's go back really quick. Makar keeps it in. Look at the players. 1, 2, 3, 4. All within the same area. Watch what happens here. Whoever this is breaking out of the zone. When the puck has gone back into the zone, the centerman we saw earlier busted out way before, so the support is not there right here down the middle. And look who's there. It's Nathan McKinnon, right? You got Rantanen down here, one-on-one. You got, I don't know who the players are down here. I can't see who that is. It looks like it might be Dylan or DeMello. Rantanen passes to the slot. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 off to the right-hand side of half of the ice in the defensive zone, their defensive zone, against one of the best players in the league. What does Nathan McKinnon do? I'll just take my time, set up shop. Granted, he's facing most likely the Vezina winning goalie this year. Nathan McKinnon's going to do Nathan McKinnon things, and he's going to score goals. And he scores a goal. That right there was a horrible breakout from the Jets. Yes, again, it's the heat of the moment. Mistakes are going to happen. But when you're playing in the playoffs, these things cannot happen. Granted, both these teams are really good, and the Jets fought back. They eventually, like I said, let's go back to, they eventually both scored a goal here and there. Second period came. Adam Lowry got a crazy bounce goal on that one. If you haven't seen it, you guys can go and watch the highlights yourself. And then the third period, the gates just opened even more. So things are going to happen. It's not super bad. It's game 1. I didn't expect this game to be this high scoring. Both of these teams have very good depth. There's talent up and down the lineup. Hellebuck, I kind of expected a better performance from him, but I understand who's going up against. Georgiev, that right there, that's a big question mark for me. The Avalanche looked like they were scrambling a lot in this game until they were like, okay, here's the game. The whiteout's happening. The energy is in the building. It's in the favor of the Jets. We get that. That's typical. In the playoffs, the Jets were definitely feeding off their crowd. The Avalanche were playing on their heels a little bit. The Avalanche eventually come back, regained, they get a flat footing on the ice and start playing their game. But the Jets took it to them once they settled down. And that has been the issue for the Avalanche. Without the pressure of the playoffs in the regular season, even the last game, the Avalanche have been chasing the Jets. And it was very evident in this game that is what is happening to them. Go back, if you want to go back and watch the game. If you watch the game, you can probably see players were out of position a lot. There was a lot of chasing. There was a lot of fast passing, which is expected. But that was a straight up clinic by the Jets. I didn't expect this from this game, but I hope I get more of it. And I hope we get high scoring in every single game. I can't see this series being a 1-0, 2-1 game after a performance like this today. Hellebuyck, great goalie, going up against a crazy good team in the Avalanche. Georgiev, an okay goalie. Not too crazy about him, but he's going up against a bunch of studs on the Jets. So if you're expecting a low-scoring series out of this thing after this performance today, don't, because it's not going to happen anymore. This game was off the hook. I hope we get more of these things. The Jets and the Avalanche play again on, looks like Tuesday. A fairly even match game. Pretty much the whole game, except for the shots on goal. I'm pretty sure the Avalanche, after the performance they had against the Jets the last game, their game plan was just to flood Hellebuyck as much as possible. It's pretty evident. 46 shots on goal compared to the Jets 23, which is very telling in itself against these two goalies. Hellebuyck, yeah, we expect some shots to go in. Georgiev, we expect some shots to go in as well, but 7 on 23. That's interesting. You don't want to go to your backup goalie off of that performance alone. But if you had a reliable backup, you might consider it. Power play, Avalanche did their thing, scoring on both of them. Hits, very physical game. Kind of what you expect. Two fast teams, both teams finishing their checks. Great. Love to see it. Block shots. This is what we're talking about here. Look at the number of block shots versus the Avalanche's block shots. That's a lot. That's a lot coming from from a really good team. If half of these get through and actually get on net, we might be talking about an 8-8 game, a 9-8 game, something like that. I don't know. It could be something like that. It could be something crazy. Regardless, this is a very good series. If the NHL wants more scoring, fast pace, more hits, I would say better goaltending, maybe cusp of border good time. This is a series that the NHL needs to look at and be like, we need players like this. Granted, they're hard to come by, and they're not players you can pick in every single draft. But this one right here, this one was chef kiss for sure. 100%. That's it for this game. I am out of the corner of my eye, I'm watching on my iPad right here. I am watching Nashville and Vancouver going at it. So I'm going to go crack a beer, watch this one, say what's up to the wife. Let me know what you guys thought about this game. Let me know, do you think Colorado goes back to Georgiev? Or are they going to ride the wave? Are they just going to be, you know what, it's a one-off. Let's go. Let's tighten it up. I don't know. Even if they do tighten up, I don't know. I picked the Jets in this one. So if the Avalanche come back, it wouldn't surprise me. But I still got the Jets on this one. This game was, again, love it. So I will catch you guys in the next one after this game, which will be later tonight. So peace out, homies.